That's how they treated me in every single relationship and friendship I ever had.
Who? Really?
Welcome to the Long Live Taylor podcast.
Believe I'm still bejeweled
when I walk in the room.
I don't even think she's trying. I think it's very out there. Like, I want you to jump my bones.
Did we not know about her and Joe?
We were delusional.
Yeah, you're not going to win with that attitude.
I'm ready to win.
Ross is biting me.
Stop biting.
We're your hosts, Kaylan
and Leanna. Let's get ready to explore all the eras.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be going over another song from the Tortured Poets department called But Daddy, I Love Him.
I feel like this was a long-awaited episode.
It was. We were going to do this one as one of the first ones, but it needed a lot of dissection. So I think hopefully we can do it now. When I was going through, I was watching recently our Zoom listens of the first time we listened to this album. And I said in that video, this is what my favorite so far off the record.
Isn't this like, what track is this?
It's like 6 or 7. I want to say 6.
Oh, okay. So we were like halfway.
Yeah. So.
Is it so your favorite off of the regular?
No, not at all. I like it, but I have a lot others that I like more.
I think also on first listen, I wouldn't say there's a lot of upbeat songs, but I think this one is like a quicker pace.
Yeah. And when I was listening to it, a lot of the songwriting in it, like lyrics and the music, when I first heard it, it reminded me of Debut. Just the storytelling and the twist and the little cheeky lyrics and like how it was more upbeat reminded me of Debut Taylor. So, and I love Debut. So.
Yeah, I definitely can see that.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm really nervous.
I know.
Because I'm not mentally prepared for this.
I'm ready to begin. Verse 1. I forget how the West was won. I forget if this was ever fun. I just learned these people only raise you to cage you. Sarah's and Hannah's in their Sunday best, clutching their pearls, sighing, what a mess. I just learned these people try and save you because they hate you.
We're jumping right in.
Going right in.
I'm a little nervous to talk about this.
Okay, so I honestly don't even know the first lyric. I forgot how the West was won, but genius helps. The phrasing, how the West was won, comes from the title of a classic 1963 film epic about American Western expansion.
And does it explain the Western expansion?
It doesn't. And it looks like 7 people gave it a thumbs down.
Because they don't agree or because they're mad?
Maybe because they're still confused, just like I am.
Yeah. I mean, in my mind, I think it's just like she forgot how this all began.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's exactly what it means.
The West was won and like America was born. And
yeah.
The song, I think, is in mostly reference to not really just the fans, but just like the general public.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like most fans, I guess, I don't know. Depends what group you're in. If you're a parasocial and you think that you have any say over her relationship, then she's talking to you.
Yeah.
But if you are chill and we're like, whatever, she's going to do what she's going to do, then she's not talking to you.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree that this is her saying the beginning, like, how did this even start? And then, because she's questioning even right after, I forget if it was ever fun. And I think even last week we talked about how Cassandra and the Albatross kind of tie together. I think a lot of these songs have a similar theme because this one reminds me a lot of Who's Afraid of Little Old Me. Like, I feel like in both songs, she's trapped in a cage. Just like she's saying, I learned these people only raise you to cage you. But I think in Who's Afraid of Little Old Me, she's talking more about the industry. And I think in this song, she's using religion and like a small hometown setting, like a small little Christian state as the storyline. But we really know it's deeper and it's about her life in the spotlight and being famous.
Yeah. I really like that because, you know, a lot of us are taking it at service level, especially like in the chorus. We're thinking she's talking about her relationship. Mm-hmm. But really, I think that it's all deeper than that. Mm-hmm. And I think that even that relationship she's talking about isn't one with a man, but more one with the fans.
Yeah, I think it's about her autonomy and her
Yeah.
her freedom and being able to do what she wants without hearing the Sarahs and Hannahs in their Sunday best. Like Taylor wasn't going to a church and being gossiped about when this was all happening, but that's what she's using as a metaphor of literally being in a relationship and having the public weigh in on it,
Yeah.
and having fans not want to go to shows and having all these articles written and things like that.
Yeah. And while I believe this is mostly in reference to her relationship with Maddie, because it is such one that most people didn't like, most people had something to say about, I feel like the other relationships, while people talk, that one was like a very big one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily think the song is about Maddie.
Really?
And I think a lot of people do.
I think it's inspired by that, but I think it could be about so many things. Like even when she talked about in Miss Americana, how she wasn't allowed to talk about politics growing up. I think it's just she feels caged in a lot of areas. Like she can't do anything right. And there's always going to be comments. And I think that is the overall theme of the song. But I do think Maddie was an inspiration.
I guess when I say I don't think it's about Maddie, I think it is about everything that came from that relationship. Mm-hmm. Okay, like for example, when we get to the chorus and she said, "I'm screaming, but daddy, I love him." I do not think she's saying, "But daddy, I love Maddie Healy. I want to be with him no matter what they say."
Why not?
Because I think it's not, I think it's more like, I'm going to do whatever I want. I don't think it is narrowed down to Maddie Healy. And I don't know if maybe it's just my bias against Maddie Healy.
I was gonna say, here we go again. You just don't want to think about Maddie Healy in this album.
Yeah, but I think like I said, I think that is too surface level. I think that it could be about it, but I think that there are multiple meanings, and I think it is more like how you said, we're comparing this to like a small town vibe. So like when you're a small town vibe, it's like you bring this man home to meet your parents, your dad disapproves, like you won't get his blessing. But I think it's more like she's telling us, like, as the fans, we are the daddy.
Yeah.
And so it's like you don't get it, and you shouldn't have a say in what I do. And while I believe it is inspired by the situation with Maddie, I don't think she's saying to us fans, "Please, I love him. You need to understand." I think it's a bigger picture than that.
I don't think that's what she's saying to the fans either. I think this song was written is this also in the 5 stages of grief in her album? I think this is denial.
We can check.
I think that makes sense because I think this whole song is showing that rebellion. Like even how the pastor's daughter grows up and then is rebellious, that's what this is giving me. Because Taylor said, like, I'm a Christian. And I think in this song, she's kind of, a lot of Christians were mad about it, honestly, saying that she was putting it in a bad light. But that's a whole other story. But I do think, like, this is just part of that narrative of denial and temporary insanity, like she says in her blog.
Yeah, it is. It is in the "I love you, it's ruining my life," which is the denial one.
Yeah.
But I guess in my mind, I think, especially like on TikTok, I see people who are like, she's telling us, like, I love Maddie. You guys shouldn't be telling me that you don't like me or don't want to see my show or disapprove of my relationship. You don't have a say in it. But I don't think that relationship and that situation inspired the song. Like, I see that. It is clear. But I think it's more than that.
I think that's how she was probably feeling in the moment, but I don't think she put this out to be like, ha, guys, listen. Like, I don't think she would do that. I think that's how she felt in the moment, and she now put it out, acknowledging, dang, I was good. Because we've all gone through something like this. Like, if it wasn't our parents telling us, or maybe it was our friends telling us, like, you should not be with this person, and you're just like, I don't care. It's basically like, I don't care. And I don't think she still doesn't care. I think she was just capturing that one feeling and putting it out for the fans to relate to.
Yeah, I think in the beginning, so right before the Torture Poets Department came out, there were leaks. And I read, like, someone was like, get ready, Swifties. Like, this girl's about to talk shit about you.
Yeah, people say that. And I even joke about that, where I'm like, she's saying, like, fuck you to the fans. But I don't think she really...
I don't think she truly is.
I don't think I think she might have had a part of her at the time that wanted to say it, like, fuck off. to everyone.
Yeah.
But I feel like we're humans. Don't we all go through a time where we want to tell someone, like, fuck off? Your best friend, you might even want to say that to. Like, I've had friends who are like, you shouldn't be with this guy. And there's a part of you, I'm like, fuck you. Like, you don't need a say in my life. But, like, that's because you're in that heat of the moment with this person. And then you look back and you're like, ah, oh, you were right, friend. I love you. Like, this is why we're still friends. That's what I view it as.
Yeah, I guess. I think that's why I don't think it's truly Matty Healy himself.
Yeah.
I think it could have been anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really just like the heat that came from it.
I think it was particularly with him, though, because people did not like them together, even though I liked them, which maybe I shouldn't say because I could get canceled too, but we know how I feel.
We understand your backstory. I don't know. I think maybe I want to read into this more than what's really there, and that's why I'm saying, like, I think it's deeper than just Maddie.
I agree, though. I do think it is. I think she's expressed a lot, even before this album, feeling very caged, watched, and criticized and judged by a lot of people her whole career.
Yeah. I guess, I mean, I could talk about it as we get further into the song, because I feel like I'm really jumping ahead because most of my thoughts are on, like, the chorus, since that's, like, that big in-your-face thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's talking about, like, I know he's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is what I want. This is my say. You shouldn't have a say. And I guess, you know what I think it is? I think me as a fan, I'm relating to this, like, in my own life, not hers. Which I guess is, like, the whole reason why I love most of the songs, because I don't have to think about who it's about. I don't have to be like, oh, this is about Matty Healy, haha. Like, I think it is deeper relating to myself, and that's why I think this way.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. Pre-chorus. Too high a horse for a simple girl to rise above it. They slammed the door on my whole world, the one thing I wanted.
Do you think she's saying, like, the one thing I wanted was this man. I wanted us to be together, and they ruined it all?
Yes.
I guess I just am in denial. Like, I don't want her to like him that much.
What do you think that she's saying?
No, I mean, like, I think that's true, but I just don't want it to be about Matty Healy. I think that's my issue.
Yeah, no, I think it definitely is. Too high a horse for a simple girl to rise above it.
I think it's just like there's too much shit talking. She can't just not see it. She can't just move past it. It's affecting her.
Yeah, they're on their high horses judging her, and you're right. She can't see past it. She can't just turn a blind eye.
Well, maybe that's the red flag, girlfriend. If you can't see past it, you know deep down there's an issue. I mean, not an issue in her brain, an issue in the relationship.
We knew what you meant. We knew.
I had to clarify, sorry.
We can't have anyone for a second thinking you like Matty Healy. Okay, chorus. Now I'm running with my dress unbuttoned, screaming, but daddy, I love him. I'm having his baby. No, I'm not, but you should see your faces. I'm telling him to floor it through the fences. No, I'm not coming to my senses. I know he's crazy, but he's the one I want.
I have a bunch of things I want to say.
Just go for it.
Like I said, most of my thoughts are about the chorus. So first, I wanted to mention the quotations around, but daddy, I love him. And I wanted to ask you, if Taylor's team gives these lyrics to Genius, or did Genius make this on their own?
From my understanding, Music Match is how these are uploaded to Spotify, at least.
Mm-hmm.
And anyone can kind of go in and edit it. But I don't know if that's true, because someone told me that the other day, but I don't know if it's true, because I can't imagine Taylor's team letting someone go in and edit the lyrics to her songs. Like, that just doesn't make sense.
Okay. Let me grab my vinyl and see if it's there.
Okay.
Because I have lots of thoughts on the quotations and where they're placed.
Okay.
I love this shit. I love this vinyl so much. Okay. Yes. So in the vinyl, it says, screaming, quote, but daddy, I love him, end quote.
Yeah.
This whole thing just needed to be, like, fact-checked before I went on this whole spiel. So I saw someone on TikTok that was really into the fact that she thinks instead of just being quotes, but daddy, I love him, it is quote, but daddy, I love him, I'm having his baby, no, I'm not, end quote.
Okay, which is not true, right?
No, because we have confirmed from Taylor herself in the vinyl, it is only but daddy, I love him. But I guess at some point people are like, why is she saying I'm having his baby, no, I'm not? Like, is she screaming, but daddy, I love him, I'm having his baby? I guess is what people were debating. But
Yeah.
really, she's only screaming, "But daddy, I love him." Like, if you think of it, that like fight, and it's just like her dad doesn't approve. She's like, "But daddy, I love him. Like, you need to understand."
Yeah.
And then it's like completely different, like scene scenario. I'm having his baby. No, I'm not. And like when she says you should see your faces, is she referring to like us listening? Is she breaking down that wall? Or is she talking about her parents while she's screaming at them, "But I love him"?
I love that line. No, I'm not, but you should see your faces, because when I first heard it, I'm pretty sure all of our faces were shocked. We were like,
Yeah.
so like to your point, yeah, it was kind of breaking down that wall, but I also think it's kind of, again, it feels very teenage love to me. And she's like set and serious about everyone's disapproval, but then she's like playing with them in a way. She's making fun of it. She's acknowledging like, oh, I know you guys would lose your shit if you knew I was having his baby, because I know you hate him. I love it. I think it's so fun and playful.
I agree. I think you should see my face if she was truly pregnant with Maddie Healy's baby. And she's right.
I could already imagine your face. It would be like,
I think I would be appalled.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate her. Like, I wouldn't stop being a fan, but I would just be like, "Are you kidding me? This is absolutely psychotic." Which she understands. She already knows people think like me.
Yeah.
Well, she must know that he's not a good person. I need a song on the next album that's like, I understand.
Smallest man who ever lived.
Okay, but like more, you know? Like, more like, no. What I need is a part 2 to "But Daddy, I Love Him." Like, after the fact. I think it's like more that view towards the fans, I guess. I feel like because the smallest
like you were right. You want an apology.
Yeah, I want an apology. I want to be like, you were right. He was crazy, but like still, you have no say in my life.
Like the Friends that I was saying earlier, where you're like, yeah, you were right, but still, next time I don't want to hear your opinion. Like, still shut up.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I think the reason I think this reminds me of Debut is because, one, I think I just hit it where I said it's like very teenagery, like dress unbuttoned. Your dad just caught you. Do you think like he caught her like sleeping with him or something? Like, why is the dress unbuttoned?
Really, it could be. I think there is some world where like this dress is a metaphor of her opening up herself.
That's what I just read on Genius, which I was like, whoa, I
really?
did not think that. Yeah.
This one, I didn't do any research. I did not read any Genius. I did not read anything in preparation for this episode. I just think that there is a world where, yeah, she's, especially like to the world, she just came from this relationship where she hid everything from the world, and now she's with this guy who's like very public, and all of his faults are out there. And I feel like now she's kind of being more vulnerable, like, but I love him. I love who he is. You're kind of like she's being vulnerable to the situation.
And she's more, it could also mean, that just gave me another idea. It could also mean she's used to this Sunday school look, like very, like I imagine a very conservative family on a farm. That's the picture I get. And now she's, even the way she's dressing is changing. Like she's not all put together, buttoned up and polished. It's unbuttoned. Yeah. See, when I first heard it, I was like, oh, he like busted in while they were making out or something. And then she's like, but daddy, I love him. I imagine this whole movie scene in my head, but I think it could be what you said too.
You know, it really gives me The Notebook. Especially her dress.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like the same kind of dress I'm picturing.
So when I first heard this, I was thinking of The Notebook too, and we actually put a little clip on Instagram. I think we should repost it because it did really well. And it's basically that scene where Noah and Allie are out late and the parents call the cops trying to find her. So then she runs home and they're all in the room screaming and she's like, but daddy, I love him. And the mom is like, he's trash, he's trash, he's trash. And I was like, this is Taylor. I wonder. Oh yeah. And then Noah's in the other room overhearing it and he gets up and leaves and kind of like breaks up with her. And I put on Instagram, I was like, maybe Maddie overheard a conversation like this and that's why he ghosted her. Like maybe Maddie, well, I'm sure he knew how much the public hated them together and was like, okay, I'm just gonna ghost.
Yeah. But I don't think that's the reason. I think he truly is just a terrible person.
I think it's a good excuse. But yeah, I agree. It's not the reason. I think, again, I don't know if I said this already, but the reason this reminds me of Debut is because there's a lot of imagery. And I like how she's running with her dress unbuttoned, telling him to floor it. Like, I think it's very storytelling.
Yeah.
I just think it's so Debut coded.
I agree. I think it is too.
Should I move on?
Yes.
Okay, verse 2. Dutiful daughter, all my plans were laid, tendrils tucked into a woven braid. Growing up precocious sometimes means not growing up at all. He was chaos, he was revelry, bedroom eyes like a remedy. Soon enough, the elders had convened down at the city hall. I have so many things to say about this. I didn't know what a tendril was until I read it. It's a wispy or curly strand of hair. So I like this line. I think it's very poetic because it's like this crazy part of her and they're tucking it away into a braid that's all put together and neat and nice.
Yeah. I think in this meaning, it is used as a metaphor. Exactly.
And then I love the line after where she says growing up precocious sometimes means not growing up at all, because I feel like there's an ongoing theme in Taylor's music and even in Miss Americana, the documentary, when she says you get frozen at the age you become famous, and she's often felt like she hasn't grown up. And I love the line in The Archer where she says, I never grew up, it's getting so old. So I feel like this line is saying like she can't get past this rebellious stage.
Yeah. But you know what's crazy to me is I think she has clearly grown. I think she has matured. And even though you have some ways that are the same as when you were a child, I think she has clearly grown.
I think so too. But I relate to that line because I always feel like that. I'm like, have I really matured since like the age of 15? But looking back, I definitely have. But it's easy to feel like you haven't when you're really self-reflective.
I think so. I also feel like he's kind of like this like bad boy. Like he gives me Jess from Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
He is like, he just has this magnetism, and she's drawn to him, and she really feels like she needs this. And then, I mean, spoiler alert, it doesn't really work out. So I think I really see that. Like, he was chaos, he was revelry, bedroom eyes like a remedy. That's Jess for me.
Are you team Jess?
I don't know what I am.
Have you met, is Rory in college yet?
Yeah, she just met Logan. The episode I'm watching right now, she just met him.
Interesting.
So I don't have any thoughts on him as of yet. I am more of a Lorelai stan.
Okay.
Like, to me, I don't really, it's not that I don't care about Rory. It's that those like Dean, Jess, Logan is not what I'm worried about. I'm worried about like Max and Luke and Christopher and
that's hilarious.
What's his name? I really like the other guy. What's his name?
Jason.
Jason. Yeah.
You like Jason?
I actually really liked them all, but like that's like the teams I'm thinking about. I'm not really thinking about the others.
That's hilarious. I've heard a lot of people who don't like Rory and they love Lorelai, but I haven't heard people that are that invested in
Lorelai's relationship.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so and then she has the elders had convened down at the city hall. I think Taylor has this theme again of having this feeling of people turning on her and everyone talking about her. Even in I Did Something Bad, she's like the witch. They're on a witch hunt. I don't know. She just even though she brings it up differently in all of these songs, there's this overarching theme of like Midnight's anti-hero, tea time, everybody agrees that this group of people is always there talking about her.
I feel like this gives like they're staging an intervention.
Yeah.
And they're gonna try to change her mind. And obviously it doesn't really work. Yeah. But that's what I think a lot about.
Okay, so then pre-chorus, stay away from her. The saboteurs. How do you say it? Saboteurs. Saboteurs. Stay away from her. The saboteurs protested too much. Lord knows the words we never heard. Just screeching tires and true love.
I really like this pre-chorus. I always talk about this really, how it's like, it kind of surprises me when some things stick out to me. Like the Albatross, I really liked the choruses. Usually I'm a bridge or a verse girly. But this pre-chorus I really like. I think it does set it up really well. I think it's kind of helping the story move along. And it's like, now they're trying to make him leave. Instead of convincing her that you shouldn't be with him, it's like now they're trying to like shoo him away.
Yeah. They're going to him. I love protested too much. I think that's a play on a Shakespeare quote, why dost thou protest so much? So in Hamlet by William Shakespeare, he says, the lady doth protest too much, methinks. So this is a line that people use to like mock someone Because it's like, why are you so against this? Like, you're hiding something true about yourself.
Yep.
So this is kind of what she's saying to them. She's like, you guys are trying to sabotage me, but why are you so against it? What's going on in your life that you have to be all up in my business? You're not as clean and put together as you think.
I'm definitely a better person than Maddie Healy. Maybe some will disagree, but I that was not where she's going with it, really. But
what do you think she means? What are the words we never heard?
I think it's like they're talking shit, and like only the Lord knows what everybody has been saying. Like, not everything is getting to her. Not all of the gossip is really, like, she's not really listening to it. But she's like, but the good Lord knows, and He will take care of you.
Yeah. Like, Lord knows what they were saying about me, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And I also think she's like, I'm not even listening to anything you're saying because I'm in love and I'm not dealing with this.
Yeah, and I'm getting out of here and the tires are screeching, so I don't even have time to listen. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I really, really like the pre-chorus.
I know, me too.
It gives me stuff.
I love references to Shakespeare. Have you seen those TikToks that people quote Shakespeare or Taylor Swift?
Yes.
I love it.
I'm like, this is so easy.
I know, it's so
We
easy.
just know too many lyrics, so.
I know.
But like how we talked about in the last episode with the albatross, like, there is more poetry and Shakespeare in general woven into this album than I think I originally realized. And I think it makes me appreciate the title more.
Yeah, me too. I agree. Okay, then the chorus, I think it's repeats, but I think the last line changed.
I think it's the same.
I know he's crazy, but he's the one I want. Okay, yeah, you're right. It is the same. So, but Daddy, I love him. I'm having his baby, all of that. So, post-chorus.
Oh, this is so
the
good,
post-chorus and bridge are so good.
I know.
Post-chorus.
She goes in.
She does. She's like, yeah. I'll tell you something right now. I'd rather burn my whole life down than listen to one more second of all this bitching and moaning. I'll tell you something about my good name. It's mine alone to disgrace. I don't cater to all these vipers dressed in empath's clothing. I like your moves in the back.
I was going in.
So right off the bat, I love the line, I'll tell you something about my good name. It's mine alone to disgrace. I love it for multiple reasons. One, I love it for her because I did see so many comments when she was dating Maddie Healy that was like, she's too good of a girl for him. And there's just something as a feminist that bothers me when people frame women like that. Like, oh, she's a good girl. Like, I can't put to words what it is, but people have done that to me my whole life, put me in a certain frame. Like, you're a goody two shoes, you're this, you're that. And it's kind of insulting because I feel like it makes you one-dimensional. Like, you're only one person. Yep. And then if you veer out of that, then you're disappointing people. It's not yourself. Like, they don't see that you have other parts of you. Like, no, maybe it was myself to go be with this F-boy. Like, maybe there is a part of me that likes F-boys. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not your place to tell me my good name. You don't, it's like they want to own you or something. Like, they want to put you into, like, the good girl category. And I hate that.
Yes. Now I feel like you're talking to me because I feel like I definitely think that about you.
You do.
I think
But it's worse coming from a man. It's worse coming from a man because they can do all the shit they want. And then it's like, you do one thing and it's like, oh my God, you're out of control.
Yeah. I don't think I think that about you now. I think growing up, I was under this assumption that you were the good one, I was the bad one in our family.
Yeah.
So I think that when I learned about things that you had done, I'm like, how in the world did she do this? This is not her. Yeah. And it's just because I listened to the stereotype.
Exactly.
I don't know. Our childhood is a mess. We've already been there. But I think that a lot of our issues came from, like, our childhood and traumatic experiences.
Yeah.
But I see it and I understand because I feel the same but opposite. I feel like everyone sees me as this terrible kid and this terrible teenager or whatever.
Yeah.
And that I couldn't do anything good. Like, no, that couldn't have been Leanna because she's not like that. So, like, I get what you're saying. And now I feel bad for, like, thinking you were the good girl.
It's okay. I mean, I do have a lot of, like, good girl qualities. Like, I wasn't a big drinker, stuff like that. But like, that doesn't mean
Like that's you. It
yeah,
doesn't define
exactly. It
you.
doesn't define,
Yeah.
like, I'm still a human being. No one's perfect. And I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of men in particular try to put all of these expectations on women of like, stay in your lane, blah, 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 blah. And a man could do the same thing and they're not judged.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like a cheating woman is looked at so much worse than a cheating man. I feel like a cheating woman in society is like, how could she do that whore? And with a man, it's like, well, what did you do wrong to make him cheat? You weren't doing XYZ enough. You were a bad wife.
Yeah.
Obviously, not everyone thinks like that, but I feel like the general consensus.
Like as a whole society, which I think is the biggest reason why she's so mad, because most people didn't agree with what she was doing, as if we had to say.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like this is actually her rebelling in a way from this good name that people gave her, because also having that good name, like you were talking about with me, is like a lot of pressure. And it's like, you can't make a mistake because then you're disgracing your good name. Like, what is everyone going to think of me? And I think this is her being like, I can't deal with the pressure anymore. Like, F you all.
Yeah. Wow.
That line always gets me. And I think it's just so good, because a lot of times I'm like, does Taylor really know what the public's thinking about her? And this song made me think, yes, because so many people were leaving that exact comment. She's a good girl. She's a good girl. She shouldn't be with Maddie Healy. And it's just, it just gives me the ick.
Yeah, because especially a Maddie hater, that's not the reason I don't think she should be with him. I just think that I'm thinking about him. He's the terrible person. And I think she deserves better. I don't think it's because she's a good girl.
Exactly.
I think she has a wild side. I think she can do whatever she wants. I think she has her issues or whatever. But that doesn't mean she should be with someone, in my mind, is not a good person. But also, I'm not going to be like, you shouldn't be with him.
Exactly.
I just don't like him.
Yeah, that I think is different. I'm even thinking about, I remember it was during the 1989 era and she was being interviewed and people were like, do you drink? She's like, I'm 25 years old. Yeah, I drink. People just put her into this frame. And I think it's just a lot for her.
Yeah. I also think it's kind of like how she grew up in the fame, especially in her earlier albums, and like being that like country girl, that like
the
goody girl
next door.
Is like, that's like what she kind of was put into. That was like her brand.
Yeah, it was. Well, I like,
and now people are shocked to find out that's not her fully.
Yeah. And I like what you just said too about the reason you don't like Maddie for her is not because you think she deserves better. I like what she says in this, like she says something else later too, but I don't cater to all these vipers dressed in empaths clothing. She's talking about the people who really don't even care about her. They just want to criticize her, tear her down, make her look bad, and they're pretending it's out of caring. Have you ever had a situation like that in your life where someone's giving you advice or something, but you're like, is it really because you care about me, or are you just pretending and you have an ulterior motive? And you just want to share your opinion.
Definitely. Not sure we should keep this in about who it is, but I have someone very close to me that I had to very much distance myself from, because that's how they treated me in every single relationship and friendship I ever had.
Who? Really?
Yep. Every single relationship, she's like, I am just looking out for you. I think that you deserve better. But both of my relationships have been sabotaged by her. And both of my best friends had been sabotaged by her.
Wow. Yeah.
And only one has made it out alive.
Good job.
So yes, I know. And it's annoying because when you have someone like that close to you being this person, it's terrible because you're like, are they right? Because they're this close to me. Like, they truly should be caring about me. And it's like, am I the crazy one? Am I not seeing it from their perspective? But then once you learn that this person has ulterior motives, then you're like re-questioning everything that's ever happened. And you're just like, where are the lies? Where are the truth? You have no idea.
Exactly. And I think, what it stems down to is control. And I think that's also why she has the dress unbuttoned. She's breaking free because they don't really care. They just want to control her. Anything else on the post-chorus?
No, you can move on to the bridge.
A bridge. God save the most judgmental creeps who say they want what's best for me. Sanctimoniously performing soliloquies I'll never see. Thinking it can change the beat of my heart when he touches me. and counteract the chemistry and undo the destiny. You ain't gotta pray for me and my wild boy, and all of this wild joy. If all you want is gray for me, then it's just white noise and it's just my choice. Okay, I've gotten so many of these lyrics wrong. Like, I've been singing the wrong lyrics for so long. Just so many of this bridge. Yeah, so much of this bridge.
I think there's only one line that I think I might have wrong.
See, but even this first line of the bridge goes back to what I was saying. God save the most judgmental creeps who say they want what's best for me. Like, a lot of these people who are saying their opinions a lot of time in life, it's like, look at you. You're actually a creeper. Why are you here giving your opinion?
Yeah. Well, now I'm like, am I a judgmental creep who says that Taylor deserves better? Like, do I know Taylor enough to say she deserves better? What if she is terrible and deserves terrible? Like, I don't know her.
Rethinking your whole life.
Well, I'm just like, do I know? I don't know her enough to really give my opinion. I just hate Maddie Healy. Like, that's it. But I think I understand, like, most people who are, like, talking shit and stuff don't actually care about her. She's just in the spotlight, and she's super famous, and people think that they can say whatever they want because she's famous and put herself out there. And she's like, nothing you say is going to change anything that we have, which I understand. Like, but she realized at some point we were sort of right.
I don't think this is only to Taylor, though. I think we all go through this, and Taylor's one to talk because who did she judge? Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber. Everyone judges. I think it's just the feeling. She's just encapsulating the feeling of how much it bothered her and how much in denial she was. But I think she knows everyone judges. She did it to Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez all the time. They would kiss and she would be like, eh, like make a face. So, like, it's okay if you judged. I judged her and Travis for like 6 months. And I loved her and Maddie.
Yeah, and it made me mad that you don't like them.
Now I like them.
Now that there are split rumors.
I think they might have, honestly. I'm one of those people, I'm like, why didn't she show up to the game?
Really?
Yeah.
I think that she didn't show up to the game because people are mad saying that he's not performing because of her.
But didn't he win?
Yeah, but, like, they're not winning because of Travis. The team is performing well, and that's, I guess, the whole issue. It's like, why do you, like, it doesn't, this is a team effort. This is not the Patrick Travis show, I guess, is really, like, the whole thing. But, I don't know, I feel like there are plenty of reasons why she didn't show. I guess we'll see tomorrow.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you the lines that I got wrong.
Okay.
When she says counteract the chemistry and undo the destiny, I thought she was saying counteract the chemistry, undo until the death of me. Or something, the death of me, undo the death of me. Okay. I thought she was saying, like, even if I die, I'm going down with this relationship. And you ain't gotta pray for me. She says, me and my wild boy and all this wild joy. I thought she said, he's my wild boy and I'm his wild joy. Like, kind of a Midnight Rain situation. And then, if all you want is gray for me, meaning, like, I think she's meaning bland and, like, this, like, very black and white life.
Yes.
I thought, if all you want is great for me. Like, oh, I just want great for you. Yeah.
That's the only line I messed up too. I thought it was that as well. I thought, if all you want is great for me.
Yeah. I like undo the death of me, though, better than undo the destiny.
Well, I think from her standpoint, she's like, we're meant to be.
Yeah, I get that, but I like undo the death of me. Still, I would like to submit a lyrical change because it's like, I'm going down. I'll go down with the crash.
I'll go down with the crash.
I do like you ain't gotta pray for me because I am a Christian and I do pray for people, but I do know a lot of people get insulted because a lot of people can say it very condescendingly. Like, oh, I'll pray for you.
I'll pray for you.
Like, they don't really mean it. They kind of say it as an insult, like, there's nothing else we can do. I kind of like that she referenced that. Like, okay, you don't even, like, save your prayer, man.
Yeah, and I think throughout the song, we see that, like, you know, like that Christian lifestyle. So I think it, like, ties in very well.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, should I go to verse 3?
Sure.
This is a very long song.
I know.
Okay, verse 3. There's a lot of people in town that I bestow upon my fakest smiles. Scandal does funny things to pride, but brings lovers closer. We came back when the heat died down, went to my parents and they came around. All the wine moms are still holding out, but fuck them, it's over. Oh, I got that line wrong too.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought
We'll talk
all
about
the
it.
wine moms are still holding out. I thought it was all the while moms are still holding out, but fuck them.
Wow.
So they skipped town basically, waited for all of the heat to die down. Then they left, they came back, and the parents came around. The wine moms were like, eh. And then she's like, but who cares? This battle's over. We won.
Yeah, which I don't think is the case in real life.
A lot of people say that the first half of the song is about Maddie, and then the chorus, like after this verse 3, is about her and Travis.
Yeah, but...
Which makes sense when the Eras tour, because this Eras tour ending for But Daddy I Love Him goes from But Daddy I Love Him to So High School.
To So High School. I know, but I think But Daddy I Love Him is like the ending of Maddie, and then the So High School is like the beginning of Travis.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I do think what people say, because I still think that there was like speculation and like disapproval with Travis too.
Mm-hmm.
So like I see where it could come from.
Anything on the first 3?
I don't know. I just think that this kind of makes me feel like it's more like a movie.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like this is like the ending of the movie, The Happily Ever After.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that she gave this a happy ever after.
Yeah, because there wasn't a happy ever after.
Mm-hmm.
At least in Maddie's case.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe in her case, it is still her happy ever after.
I think this is how she's wishing it would have turned out.
Yeah.
Chorus. Now I'm dancing in my dress in the sun, and even my daddy just loves him. I'm his lady, and oh my God, you should see your faces. Time, doesn't it give some perspective? And no, you can't come to the wedding. I know it's crazy, but he's the one I want.
See, I think this is maybe where I can see the Travis stuff.
Yeah.
Scott especially because Travis has given a little like Easter egg, like she's my lady. Mm-hmm. So I think that there are some little connections. I don't think it like truly has to be like about him, but maybe this is the ending, like you said, she wanted for herself. Mm-hmm. And now we just kind of see that with Travis.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like, and no, you can't come to the wedding. It's like a little slap in the face to the people who they once hated them, and now all of a sudden they're asking for invites. And I feel like that happens in real life. It's like you were rooting against me, and now all of a sudden you want to be invited to this work event I have or whatever it is. Yeah. You come back around and it's like, nope, sorry.
Yeah, in my mind, it's like it's all the wine moms. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, we want to go to a wedding.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, fuck you, wine moms.
Okay, post-chorus. I'll tell you something right now. You ain't gotta pray for me. Me and my wild boy and all of this wild joy. He was chaos, he was revelry. If all you want is gray for me, then it's just white noise, and it's my choice.
I mean, I think it's wrapping it up, mm-hmm. right? It's like a mixture of the bridge.
Yeah.
And what else? I don't know. It's like a mix of the bridge, kind of, I guess. But she just like, this is my life. That's it. It's not yours to say anything about or comment on.
Yeah. And I like in the chorus before how she says, you should see your faces, because this time it's not in reference to the baby joke. It's just like, everyone's shocked that they're actually together now and it's working out.
Yep.
Then the outro goes, screaming, but daddy, I love him. I'm having his baby. No, I'm not, but you should see your faces. But oh my God, you should see your faces. I love that ending.
Me too.
I just think it's so cheeky to put that in a song. Oh my God, you should see your faces.
Yeah, I really like it, especially if she is like breaking down that wall. Mm-hmm. And it's like, truly, look at our faces. Like she knows it's coming. And I also think it's not even the I'm having his baby. No, I'm not. Like it's just like you should see your faces after I just told you off in this whole song.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I really like that.
I think we also need a reference that a lot of people bring up how Taylor dressed up as Ariel from The Little Mermaid, which is my favorite Disney princess movie. And there's a line in that movie where Ariel's going to King Triton, her dad, and it's like, but daddy, I love. And people think a lot of that. This song is based off of that scene as well.
Yeah. It's funny trying to compare Maddie Healy to Prince Eric.
They both have dark hair.
And they both wear white shirts. I feel like every time I see Maddie Healy, he's in a white t-shirt.
He is.
Or a white tank top.
He is. Or I've seen him like once in a black hoodie, but...
He must have been in a really depressed mood that day.
But yeah, I think this song is really fun. I love the melodies. I love the music. I love the story behind it. Sometimes it feels a little long. Like I'm like, I don't know if I want to listen to this one. Like, it takes a minute to build up. But
Yeah.
overall, I really like it.
I'm just thinking about her dance. She's like,
oh, thank you for reminding me. I needed to bring this up. I hate the choreography for this on the Eras tour. I think it is so bad. Like, I love most of the choreography on that tour. There's a few things I don't like, and this is one of them. It reminds
do you think
me,
So High School is cheesy?
I actually like I hate the choreography for So High School. Aristotle, that part I hate. I'm like, oh my gosh, please stop.
Why?
I think the But Daddy, I Love Him is worse though, honestly. Like, when I just feel like, okay, you know how she runs in August on the Eras tour?
Mm-hmm.
Like, very free. That's how I imagine But Daddy, I Love Him. I feel like But Daddy, I Love Him, it's
Okay.
too rehearsed and like stiff. And I feel like the song itself is like windows down, driving, flooring it through the fences. She should be running like that in this song, not cutesy. It's too cutesy.
I guess I see it more like if The Notebook was a choreographed musical, that would be the choreography.
Okay, but in The Notebook, Allie literally runs everywhere. Go watch The Notebook again. I'm like, why is this chick always running? It's
she
hilarious.
is.
Overall thoughts on the song?
I like it. Not in my top, really. I mean, we already talked about how I prefer the anthology, so it's not that I don't like it. I just think there are better songs.
Okay, and that's that.
It's probably like in the middle-ish.
Yeah. All right. So let's drop everything now and play our Guess the Taylor Swift Song game with us, where we each play about a second of the beginning of a Taylor Swift song, and we have to guess what it is.
And I'm not ready. I'm not mentally ready.
You're ready. Do you want to play first for me?
Yeah.
Okay. Cowboy Like Me.
Yes. So Long London.
Yes.
Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
That's 5.
Sad, Beautiful, Tragic?
Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead. What?
I don't
the
know if this
fuck?
is actually fair. It's not really a Taylor song. It's a Taylor feature.
Is it Renegade?
Mm-mm.
Is it Us?
Yeah.
I was gonna say I don't know how any of those start, so I just started naming some.
Okay.
But I
I
knew Renegade didn't really sound like that.
I'll give you another one.
I Can Do It With a Broken Heart.
Yes. Right where you
Should have
left
given
me.
you only the. Yeah. Would you have gone it just for the?
I don't know.
Enchanted.
Yes. All you had to do was stay.
Yes.
Hold on.
My Tears Ricochet.
Yeah. Long Live.
Ah, yes.
I thought you were going to say no. I was like, what?
It hits me every time I hear it. I'm obsessed with that song.
Oh my gosh.
Guilty of Sin.
Yes. I Know Places.
I was gonna say, if you didn't hear the click, then
I'm screwed.
that's it. Shake It Off.
Yeah. Haunted.
Yes. Cruel Summer.
Yes. No Body, No Crime.
Yes. You Need to Calm Down.
Yes. How You Get the Girl.
Yes. Love Story.
Yes.
Oh shoot, girl.
Cassandra.
Yeah. Ready for it.
Yeah. How many more should we do? Today Was a Fairy Tale?
No.
Electric Touch?
That's where we're ending. Electric Touch.
Well, I got cocky last episode, so Leanna, congratulations. You won. Fair and square. Dang. Well, thank you all for listening so much. If you want to watch our full videos, you can go check them out on YouTube at Long Live Taylor Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please rate, subscribe, leave us a review. It really helps. And make sure you're following us on Instagram and TikTok at Long Live Taylor Pod. If you have any commentary, any requests, you can email us at longlivetaylorpod@gmail.com. And we will see you soon. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Bye.